Well, yesterday we did the 10 worst uniforms in football, and that video went exactly how I expected. It triggered a lot of people. So on the flip side, today I tried to make 10 fan bases happy, as we're going to do the top 10 uniforms in all of football. This is going to be a mix of college football and pro football. Some of these uniforms are extinct, but every uniform on this list has been worn by their team within the past decade. Now hopefully I make at least a couple people happy. If you guys do enjoy this, let me know by smashing that like button. These videos are pretty fun to make. And if you have any other ideas, let me know as well. And since this is mixing college football and NFL, I got to keep in mind there's like 200 teams I could potentially pick from here. So if your favorite team isn't on here, I may have missed some. I'm sorry. Let me know if I got any wrong in the comment section below. This video is going to be simple, short, and to the point. But before we get to that point, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. To all the fellas out there, we've got to have a talk. I know on this channel, a lot of the things that I do involves balls. Whether it be catching a football or hitting a baseball, 99% of the time, you're watching me play with balls. And since we're so used to featuring balls in this channel, why not bring up the most important balls a man can have? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get the elephant out of the room. The balls below your waist. Now is the time we get our balls looking right. And that's why I'm more than proud to announce that I've partnered with Manscaped.com. Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below the waist grooming. And now is the time that you step your game up and impress that special someone out there by grooming your specialties below your waist. And you can do that with the Perfect Package 2.0 from Manscaped. The Perfect Package 2.0 features the Lawnmower 2.0. The Lawnmower 2.0 contains a powerful 6,000 RPM motor and a ceramic blade head that uses skin-safe technology, so you don't have to worry about any nicks and snags while trimming your specialties down below. The ceramic blades are guaranteed not to cut you while crafting and manscaping your special areas. And dog, I don't know about you, but normally I get super freaking nervous when something sounds like a freaking chainsaw by my balls. And that's why I absolutely love the fact that the Lawnmower 2.0 has quiet stroke technology, as the trimmer barely sounds like it's on and gives me confidence when I am down there doing my craft. And also what comes with the Perfect Package 2.0, the Crop Reviver. I mean, don't you normally put deodorant on your armpits? And let's be honest, at the end of the day, what smells worse, your freaking armpits or your balls? So why don't you just make yourself smell that much better with the Crop Reviver, as it's an all-natural spray-on body toner and refresher. As with the Crop Reviver, you won't have to worry about getting caught off guard before you try and go and close the deal. All Manscaped products feature a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try Manscaped risk-free. And with mine and Manscaped's special partnership, we have a free gift for all of my subscribers, the Shed Travel Bag. As you get 20% off your Manscaped order, plus free shipping and your free gift if you use code RBT20 at manscaped.com. Once again, that's RBT20 at manscaped.com, as you get the Shed Travel Bag free and 20% off your order with free shipping. As make sure you click the link in the description box below, as it's time to make our balls look and smell great again. At number 10, I have the New Orleans Saints. They're all blacks are one of my favorites. Now all the uniforms are sick to me, but I really especially like the black uniforms with the gold helmet combination. I don't know. And me being from the South and also being affected by Hurricane Katrina, although they're not my favorite team, they've always had a special place in my heart. I mean, you got to admit that these uniforms and uniforms in general also look pretty sick. Coming in at number 9, UCLA and their LA Midnight uniforms. They actually only wore once 6 years ago, but these always stuck in my mind as one of my favorite uniforms I've ever seen. And to my knowledge, they've only ever worn these once. They definitely need to wear these more than once, because these uniforms are actually extremely sick. The regular uniforms are pretty good as well. Not sure if they would have made my top 10, but these LA Midnight UCLA uniforms, definitely one of my favorites all time. Number 8, the U. Miami, and specifically the uniforms they wore at the season opener last year against LSU are one of my favorites. But the uniforms in general always have been a favorite of mine as well, and always have been widely considered some of the best uniforms in all of college football. So they end up making our top 10 today. And as you'll see in today's video, I have a soft spot for traditional simple uniforms, as you'll see later in this video. At number 7, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers in their Color Rush uniforms. I know Color Rush are now extinct, but these uniforms in particular, these might have been my favorite all-time Color Rush uniforms. Now the Steelers uniforms themselves are also pretty sick. Not sure if they'd have made my top 10 all time, but their color rush uniforms in particular, one of the greatest I've ever seen. Coming in at number 6, the Cleveland Browns, and their type of uniform that you see either people love or absolutely hate. And I'm one of the guys that actually love them. All the uniforms they've ever worn, especially as of recent, I actually really do enjoy. Their color rush uniforms as well. Theirs or the Steelers, man. I can't tell which one was my favorite. But with all their uniforms looking really sick to me, they make my top 10 at number 6. At number 5, the Carolina Panthers. I love their baby blue and their all black uniforms. Their color rush uniforms I did have was sick, but I'm just a fan of their normal baby blue and all black uniforms. Well, it's not really all black because they have little baby blue patch on them, but just the combination of them all. They've always been one of my favorite NFL uniforms, and looking back, they might have been a little bit higher, but they come safely in the top 10 at number 5. Now this is where things started to get tough. At number 4, we have the Naval Academy. Navy have some of the sickest uniforms I've ever seen, and it was so hard for me to decipher 1 through 4. Navy comes in at 4. I mean, the normal uniforms that they do wear week in and week out are sick, but I mean the ones that they specifically end up wearing each year for the Navy Army game, they outdo themselves every single year in some of the best uniforms, the best football uniforms of all time. Now speaking of liking simple traditional uniforms, the Dallas Cowboys. Love or hate the Cowboys, you cannot lie to yourself and say that their uniforms are not probably the most iconic, simplest, and best uniforms out there in the NFL. Just the star in that jersey, on that helmet, the all whites, the blues, they're both sick. So Dallas Cowboys, I'm surprised they're not a little bit higher than this, but 3 pretty solid, the top 10 of the best uniforms across all of football. Talking about traditional, at number 2 we have Penn State. I think it's so hard, dog, that I didn't put them at number 1, but they've always been one of my favorites, if not my favorite uniform in all of football. Just the simple blue with the white helmet. There's nothing like watching a Penn State game with a full entire whiteout crowd. It's one of the most spectacular scenes in all of sports, not just of football. A whiteout at Penn State is just one of the best scenes in all of sports. And their uniforms, iconic, traditional, and sick. So Penn State, one of the uniforms you'll never ever see get changed, as Penn State comes in at number 2. And at number 1, this one was tough, but Army. The Army Black Knights always, every single year, come out with my favorite uniform. Once again, just like Navy, their week in and week out uniforms are always sick. But the one specifically they bring out for the Army-Navy game are some of the greatest and sickest uniforms you will ever see in all of sports. And it does not get any better than the Army-Navy rivalry. And it's funny that I put Army on top ahead of Navy because I have like 5 of my friends in the freaking Navy. But man, you cannot disagree with the fact that these uniforms right here specifically are some of the best you have ever seen out there worn on a football field. It was a tough one, but I give Army